I discovered along the way, it's how to get all these batteries connected and so forth, and I think it deserves the video, just simply because for a first-time user you want to have some of the visuals that just help out. I'm gonna put the controller here on the side, and a couple of accessories that I didn't include or I didn't comment out on the unboxing was extra set of propellers. So it comes with, including the ones that come on the drone itself, it's a total of 12 propellers. So here's a couple extra spare full sets that we are going to be using. So or that we're going to have a spare. And here we have, these are for the remote, and the remote itself comes with a set of knobs that will go right here. They're actually here inside, and let me show you. When you open the remote, they're located here on the side. So basically you do have a spare set, so that's one good thing. But I guess the one thing to think about is that you want to be really organized. Make sure that you don't misplace them. Once you're ready to pack up your stuff, that you put it back in place. So back to the batteries, I mean, it's just neat. I really like the functionality of how they designed it to charge the batteries. And so that actually was rather easy to, at first, to just, oh, here's where the batteries should go, blah, blah, blah. So there they are. It says in the manual that it'll take about 53 minutes to over an hour, depending on the temperature and conditions where you live. And the second part that I was having really a hard time was just on the controller itself. Where do I charge the controller? You get this extra piece, which is really what you get when you buy the standard Mavic Air. It's just this, you don't get this nice multi-charging unit, but you get this, and that's what you're going to be charging with. So that we'll leave aside for now. So it has a couple extra knobs for the actual controller, and these are cables. These cables are just different type of connections for different phone types. I'm using an Android, so I have the USB-C already attached. It comes with the Apple attachment, but I went ahead and removed it, and so it's ready to rock and roll with my Android. But the one part that I was having a hard time understanding clearly from the manual was, how am I going to charge this remote? So basically it comes with a couple extra connectors, which is really what had me confused. And in fact, it's a little confusing just because the connector that goes for the phone, it even looks a tad different, just the way it's square versus this one that's the actual standard USB. But let me just show you so that you can see. So it does have a USB standard to USB-C adapter. So basically that goes to a USB, and that's a blue cable, which is USB 3. It's just a cable. In this case, I don't think there's any data that gets transferred unless there's some connectivity that goes onto the PC or Mac that we'll discover later. And this is USB-C, so you have to connect the adapter to the adapter to then charge your remote. So that part was a little confusing, and I want to make sure that I would address it and just put it out for those who might just be scratching their heads as to, hey, how am I going to connect this remote? The manual shows it, but it's just not that obvious, especially when these two connectors, the one that goes to the phone, you see it's kind of squarish there. I mean, the square angles there is still USB, and this one is angled up. So it's like, should I connect? Should I plug it in here? Should I not? So it just gets confusing. And you want to be careful because the way you're going to connect it is, I don't know if you can see that well, but there's one way that it connects properly. You see the connector is kind of towards the bottom portion, so you want to be careful not to do it the other way and then just break the connector or force it in, which is not going to work, obviously. To check the status of your battery, just press the power button once. Just press it once. It'll let you know this is halfway charged. I just got it. To physically turn on the controller, you have to press once to get the status, and then one more time to actually power it on. And to power it off, you do the same process backwards. You will just press it once and then press it and hold, which is for turning it on or turning it off. Depending on where you're at, it'll turn it off or turn it off. Turn it on or turn it off. So back here, I'm going to connect USB-C to USB-C, and this USB 3.0 or this connector is going to go here to the actual charger. So that's basically the gist of how to charge your batteries and your charger. And as per the manual, you want to charge them fully before attempting to fly this unit. So go ahead and do it and have fun later. Right now is not the fun part. It's just a part of getting prepped up.